Thanks for joining this week's video. Join Paul and I as we go across the South Dakota prairies, experience a lightning storm, and explore mysterious ghost towns. We'll find along the way some homesteads and other interesting things out on the prairie. Thanks for joining. Remember to like and subscribe at the end of the video. Take care now. Welcome to the Mountain Man Chronicles, where the spirit of adventure comes alive. I'm thrilled to have you join our journey into the great outdoors. I'm Paul Piazza. I'm your guide through the wilderness and the storyteller behind the Mountain Man Chronicles. I hope you share in our love and appreciation of what this great world has to offer. Here we live in three simple principles: live, learn, and explore. Live, immerse yourself in the thrill of the moment, whether it be overlanding, exploring unique ghost towns, or simply enjoying the serenity of nature. We believe in living life to its fullest. Learn. Cultivate that childlike curiosity. Eerie adventures and opportunity to learn and discover something new. From overlanding trips to mastering trail navigation, we're a constant journey of learning and growing. Explore. Be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Venture into the unknown. Our chronicles are a testament to the places we've been and the stories waiting to be untold. Join us as we explore the hidden trails to the pristine lakes and the mysterious places this great nation has to offer. And of course, what adventure would be successful without proper planning and the right gear? We'll be showcasing some of the tools of the trade along our journeys. I truly hope you enjoy our chronicles and the journey that my wife and I travel through during our overlanding adventures. Thanks for watching. Getting out on the prairie and going out exploring is always just fun for me. But this trip was even more special because my youngest son, Paul too, came out with me. Reminded me of times when him and I would go out and explore the countryside when we were young. What I've never ceased to amaze is there's always these little homesteads out in the prairie, and this one was nothing new. We actually found 4 this trip. We explored 3 of them. This one was unique because I think it's still a little bit of a working farm. There is a car over to the right. It may be a broken down car, but there is a vehicle there. This looks like an old prairie house. Had an old barn with it, an old well house. Another view of the prairie house. One thing I realized is my wife is a lot braver than I am. She'd be out exploring closer to the house if she was with me. So I do miss her when she doesn't come. You'll see here there's the farm, the barn, and various other structures. But it does have electricity ran to the property, and back over there behind that is there. You'll see in the back, my youngest son pointed out that there is a well house over in the back corner. I tend not to venture as close to the house. I'm not quite as brave as my wife is. But this was a unique find because it is a complete old prairie home that's been abandoned. The farm is still active. So we gave it a respectful distance. No trespassing signs weren't found, so we went on to the property. We had a big agenda for the day, so these little bypasses are unique, but we still have a lot of prairie land to cover. The next stop that we were going to take along the way was to go see Chief Iron Nation's grave. It's something that I had marked out through finding all the different historical markers, which are a lot in South Dakota, and then also finding unique homesteads. So we knew that we were going to find other stops along the way, and this trip did not disappoint with that. So as we venture between these what they call paved roads or roads in South Dakota versus what we call roads in California, 2 different things. Some of them are like this, like a trail. Others are like graded roads. What I found unique and I find funny is many of these roads are pretty smooth, actually. Maybe it's because the Jeep's so prepared. But Paul and I adventured some more to go to Chief Iron Nation's gravesite. One of the things I love to do while I'm out overlanding is just learn about history. For me, history has always been kind of a passion of my life. If you don't learn from the past, how can you grow in the future? For my son, he majored in history while I was in college. So I think for history for him, it has a lot of different meanings. And, it's probably a future fireside topic for him and I to talk about. This is an Indian graveyard, still both modern day and in present day. One of the observations my son made is unfortunately, with the way the Native Americans are treated and the way their lifestyles are, a lot of the graves didn't have longevity to them. But the main part here that we're walking up to is Chief Iron Nation. Take a moment, and I've slowed down the video to read about him. He seems to be a very peaceful man, one that tried to make treaties instead of war, and something I think that should resonate in modern day times more and more. At the edge of the prairie and across from the cemetery, there's an old church. It looks like it's been around for some time. It's a church for the Indian Nation. A beautiful spot. It overlooks the Missouri Valley where the river is. And I thought we'd just come and say a prayer, pay our last respects, and then venture further down the trail. One of the things that makes me really proud as a parent is when my son has the ability to share some of his knowledge of history on these adventures. And in this upcoming segment in a second, he's going to share some information about the church that I really didn't know. Apologize, his audio is a little bit lower, but I had the microphone on me. But I'm going to turn up the volume so you can hear him. I think the knowledge here is awesome. It's something I didn't know, and I'm not surprised by it, but it was just a key little tidbit.
So these old churches.
Yeah.
This one specifically was created during like when they were selling houses on like the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
And this was part of that. They would like ship it in on the like the Sioux line or whatever railroad tracks went through an area, and churches were one of the things towns would buy as this exact model, and they'd put it together.
So they'd buy like a kit.
Yeah.
For a church and assemble it.
Yeah.
That's totally cool.
They'd ship the lumber in and say good luck.
Here's the instruction manual. Yep. I guess in those, this will be very PC, and I don't know if I'll edit it out of the video. But it'd be a little bit like buying something off of Amazon and having to assemble it. But this would be more like an IKEA type of deal.
Pretty much.
I think it's locked.
Yeah. It's probably still in use.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it is an old church still in use. Still cool. Beautiful view, too. Gotta love that. Beautiful view of the valley.
One of the things I like to do when I go overlanding is to try to be in camp right around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, so you can get some time to sit down and shoot the bull and relax. We had started at about 11. We had already been out probably about 4 hours, 3 hours. So it was getting near that time. We had been across the plains in many areas, and we had a ways to go to our next camp spot. So our next camp spot's going to be somewhere remote. We're going to remote camp next to a pond out in the middle of the prairie, just the son and I and our 2 Jeeps, and wanted to get there by 3. So we needed to hit the dirt and hit it hard and cruise along. One of the things about overlanding in South Dakota, this area, you're on roads essentially, but they're dirt roads. If it's muddy, it's hard. If it's not and fairly dry like this, you'll find they're like paved kind of roads. Most, if you could do the equivalent to a Forest Service road, going between farms, sometimes they're just a dirt path, but still fun because you're out exploring. There's a lot to find out on the plains that you won't normally find, and it's really interesting along the way. So we're going to hustle down the road here, get to our next spot. After some hard driving, we got to our camp spot, which is a lake out in the middle of the prairie. South Dakota sets up these lake spots. There's actually quite a few of them out there if you find in the map. This one's called Sheriff's Dam. You're allowed to camp on it because it's out in the South Dakota grasslands right south of Pierre out there, and it has a great sized lake. We quickly set up camp, later enjoyed a nice glass of whiskey and lots of laugh. The other thing about this is, since we're nestled right up against the lake, the dogs got a chance to get out and play. We weren't sure whether Salix was going to get out and play in the water, but we quickly found out she loved it as much as Cannoli did. They're great friends, and that's one of the things about our families. Our pets get along really well, and they enjoy each other. So Cannoli and Salix got out in the water and played quite a bit. I hope you enjoy this part of the video.
Cannoli, over there. Good boy.
As the day winded down, we decided to let the dogs play for a while more, then eventually the cicadas came out in full force. What I love about the prairie is it offers epic views, things of the sky that it just doesn't seem to end, especially on a cloudy day. This was no exception to the evening. It was a great way for the sun to set over the cornfields. Some of the best times in overlanding is when you get up early and it's just Cannoli and I out walking around. This morning was no exception. We got up pretty early, decided to go for a little hike, just him and I, go out and explore around the lake. So we opted to go for a walk following a path that he did yesterday. Went for a walk around the lake. It was just absolutely beautiful. Saw a lot of birds. The sky was a little overcast. You could feel the uneasiness in the air, but with the morning, fresh day ahead, excited about what we're going to see, it's just really peaceful. I enjoy mornings like this when I'm out overlanding. I'm out in a new area. I'm exploring. Cannoli and I are doing our Cannoli and I stuff. Sometimes it's the mountains, sometimes it's the prairie, but it's all about nature and all about having fun.
Come on, buddy. Cannoli, let's go. So the path took us all the way around the lake. Now we're walking back. Time to go get Paw Paw out. We got a lot of ground to cover today. We're gonna go to a ghost town and motor towards Burke. Camp at Burke. Tomorrow night we're supposed to have, or tonight we're supposed to have some thunder showers, possibly late. So we'll get in there and get nestled along the trees. Set up camp. Go for a walk. Cannoli, not too far. Come on, buddy. No. Don't go in the water because we got to get in the Jeep. Cannoli. Cannoli. Good boy. Cannoli has this definite love of water. But since we're traveling all day, I don't want to get him all wet. We're gonna go back and get everybody up, get them going so we can hit the trail. I forgot coffee this trip, so no Uncle Phil coffee yet. We're gonna stop. Hopefully when we get gas, I can find some place to get a bag of coffee too, which would be nice, even if it's Folgers at this point. I don't care. Anything's better than nothing. All right, we did a full circle, went to the trail's end, came back. Time to get everybody up. Stay tuned for more from the road.
I could tell that it had been a while since I'd been out overlanding. This trip I forgot everything. I didn't have any coffee to make Uncle Phil's coffee. I didn't have, neither of us were really hungry. We just had a power bar and we decided to hit the road and go to our next spots. We still had another ghost town to get to, and we knew we were going to find stuff along the way. So Paul and I opted to hit the road, put the dogs in, pack all up, and really get going. So we had some miles to make today. We had to do over 150 miles all through the prairie lands and drive and see what we would find. It was quite the adventure and a lot of fun. First stop is going to be Kappa Ghost Town, which was quite a ways from Sheriff's Dam, and then we were going to go over. The end all today was going to be, we knew we were going to hit weather, so we decided to stay in one of the state parks. We're going to go back to Byers State Park and stay there. Our first destination, we had to go quite a ways, was Kappa Ghost Town out in the middle of South Dakota. I've ventured here before, and if you look up in the right hand corner, you can see more of a detailed, in-depth view of this ghost town. My son hadn't been here before with me. I thought he'd dig it because of just his historic background. He did. You could see the clouds here were a forewarning of what we were going to see in the night. Both dogs did really well. They stayed on the path, and we went out and explored some of these old shacks that were here. Kappa was like a resort town along the railroad. It has a natural spring by it, which is by one of the buildings that is now collapsed. Ironically, the day we were here, they were working on the railroad. They've been doing a lot of work on the railroad through South Dakota to try to get it refined. It's an interesting place to go. If you've never been out here and you want to come out and photograph, highly recommend it. I've noticed some changes in the houses over time and the cabins over time, so I think it's just a matter of time before some of these aren't up anymore. So I hope to capture more of them on video. We did keep the dogs on the road so they could explore that, but we did enjoy much of this part of the trip.
Cannoli, get up here. Cannoli. All right, let's go.
Coming out to Kappa's second time was fun. I'll come back occasionally to check out how the buildings are doing. It's fun to get out here and explore and see things, but once you've seen it once or twice, you've seen it. If you haven't been out here, it's a great way just to come out and experience an old ghost town in South Dakota. It's easy to get to. The roads aren't that bad, and great way to see just the prairie. Want to sit here and wonder what life was like out here in the middle of nowhere. I did decide to go venture into this cabin and check it out, which I hadn't done last time. And, like any old cabin, there's not a lot in it and a lot to explore. So enjoy this, and then we're off to a long trip to where we're going to camp for the night. Time was getting late, and we had a long way to go to get to our camp spot for the night. The clouds were not looking inviting, so we knew we had to hustle. But, you know, along the way, we did pass a couple different spots. We did find a couple new prairie sites and a couple new homesteads. One in particular caught my eye because it looked like it was leaning, so whenever I see that, I try to stop and check them out. So this next part is in an area off the side of the road. It was fenced off with no trespassing. Couldn't get to it, and it was too windy to fly the drone up to it. So we just checked it out from a distance and marked the waypoint so I can get out there with the drones on a day when it's not coming down and buzz it, fly around it. Pretty cool spot. Hope you enjoy it. Another old house out on the prairie. This one's not going to be standing too much longer. Pretty cool.
This might be one we don't go into.
No, we're not going to go up to it. We're heading to a one-room schoolhouse, but I saw this, so we pulled off. I thought it was pretty cool. When I found this on one of my solo trips, and I've been in this one. Yeah. Not too far. It's too windy to fly the drone over there.
Oh, well, you don't think you can sneak a drone into the door?
No.
There, let's out of there.
Just imagine living out here, though. I mean, there's nothing around you at all.
What?
So there's nothing around here at all. As you could see, we made it through the plains. Eventually made it to Burke Park. It was a good place to stop for the evening and a great way to end our trip. Burke Park's beautiful. It's one of my favorite state parks because about an hour and 20 minutes away from our house. Has a beautiful lake to kayak on. The weather during the winter time or fall is absolutely stunning. Has like these little hidden gems like this is the path that you can walk around the lake. It is absolutely stunning here and one of my favorite places to go explore. So I was happy to take my son as we started to wind down the rest of our trip for the evening. As the night rolled in, as I said, we had foreshadowing early on about what was coming at us, and it didn't disappoint. We had a beautiful light show. First time been in a thunderstorm, though, with a rooftop tent. It was interesting, and it rocked. We had one crack right over us that it didn't catch on video that just rocked the whole valley. The dogs were a little nervous, but Paul and I survived it. It was an epic trip and a fun time. What I absolutely loved about this trip was just getting out there with my son, enjoying overlanding, having him tell me some history about different things, sharing some whiskey with him a little bit. I hope to get my oldest son out here on the trail soon too, but just the camaraderie with family, friends is what it's all about. In this case, I realize that my son will always be my little boy, but he is a man, and him and his dog, I hope, had a good time because this really made my trip. I haven't been able to do many trips this year, and having a trip with him, my one main trip for the year, just made it worthwhile. So my recommendation to anybody out there is get out, enjoy a trip with your family members, get out and see some friends. live, learn, and explore. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.